Welcome. In front of me I have basically the premium lineup of Xiaomi devices. So we can start off with the 12X, 12 and then 12 Pro. And what I wanted to do is just give a comparison between each one of these phones, which one might be best for you, just because they do differ a little bit, but in certain cases they don't differ enough to justify, for instance, a bigger price tag for some people. So to quickly get started, I'm gonna mention the things that are the same or roughly the same, and that is going to be the display. The display type is basically the same with 120 Hz HDR10 and basically peak brightness being virtually almost identical between all of them. Though the Pro apparently boasts a 1500 nit peak brightness, unlike the 1100 12 and 12X. So it does supposedly have a brighter display, though from like looking straight at it, when I maxed out both of the brightnesses, the 12, just a normal 12, looked like had a brighter display at max brightness than the 12 Pro, which was a little bit weird. This could just be maybe due to environment and the sensor trying to do something. So on paper, this device should have a better peak brightness. And obviously you can probably see that the 12 Pro is the bigger one out of all three of them. So this one has a 6.7 inch display, unlike the smaller versions right here, which comes with a display at 6.2 inches. So a little bit more pocketable compared to this one. And that's kind of where the differences will start to show. So number one, cameras. All three cameras are 50 megapixels, so we have a wide, ultra wide, and the last one was telephoto, while these two have a wide one, ultra wide at 13 and a telephoto macro at 5. And just to put that out there, both of them have the same ones, and the telephoto macro here is just top notch, one of the best ones I've seen so far. So there's the camera difference. Now I'll mention this one does not have a telephoto, so it loses the ability to take macro shots. So if you're trying to take like some really detailed close-up shots, what you will probably have to do is fiddle around and do like a 50 megapixel shot, like, you know, lossless 50 megapixel, and zoom it in. That's basically the only way I guess you can do it on here. Now, before I go any further with the differences, I will give the price difference. So this one, from what I remember, let me actually just check it out so I am absolutely certain about it. So this one costs about 700 euros, 980 euros, and then this one over 1,000, so 1,050 euros. And these two run the same processor, so Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, so basically the best one you can get right now. This one is running 870 Snapdragon, so this one will be the lowest tier Snapdragon from this list right here. And that's where I guess comes in the portion which phone is right for you. Personally, I would gravitate towards this one for probably the majority of the casual users, just because it offers the best value for your money. It basically offers almost everything that these two phones offer in terms of like the display. It's 120, 1080p, just outstanding display. And obviously the price tag will be the lowest right here. It loses things like wireless charging, which these two have. I think these two, wait, let me actually check. Yep, so this one apparently also has wireless charging, but this one does not. So you lose wireless charging, but let's be honest, these are the chargers that come with these devices. So at lowest, you're getting a 67 watt charger. That is a insane charger, and advertised speeds of charging are 100% in 39 minutes. Now with 121 for the Pro, you're looking at 18 minutes, 100%. So take that as you may. Though this one also has one of the fastest wireless charging at 50 watts, because why the hell not? So yeah, like I mentioned, this probably will be the best phone for a lot of people just because it is still really powerful with the Snapdragon 870, while costing a little bit less than these two. So basically like 300 euros less, which is a significant portion, while still delivering basically everything that you probably want from your device. So there we go. Now when it comes down to these two are actually much closer together than you might actually expect. So the only differences between these two is the fact that this one has a better charger, better wireless charging, better cameras, and the display has a higher resolution at 1440p instead of the 1080p that this one has. And obviously the size. You can see that the 12 Pro is much bigger than the 12. So those are the only differences, but the price isn't like massive like step up as you'd probably expect from companies like Samsung, which would give you the for instance Galaxy S22 and then 22 Pro, which would cost like basically double. So this one at 1050 euros is actually insanely priced for what it offers. The specs here are just top of the line at the moment of recording this basically. Cameras are outstanding, display is outstanding, refresh rate great. I mean, some of those things are things that you'd expect obviously from a phone, like the high refresh rate and good display, but 120 watts charger, that's something that Samsung will never deliver, probably of fear that their phones might start exploding again. And 50 watt wireless charging, it's still much faster than whatever Samsung can deliver at wired charging, which just baffles my mind. Now I am taking a dig at Samsung because them still including like 30 watt chargers or 22 watt chargers that they do with their devices is absolutely pitiful, considering you're paying like $1,100 for their effing phone. You expect more at that point. Or wait, no, my bad. You don't get a charger now, but still the charging speeds that you can get from them are like at 20 to maybe 30 watts, which is laughable for a flagship in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, going back to these ones. This is basically where I think the preference of size defines which phone you might want to get. Because to be fair, the main sensor on the camera is the same. So both have 50 megapixel wide sensor, which majority of us will spend time using primarily just that sensor. Obviously there are some people that will use the ultra wide and stuff like that, and obviously this one will have a better one, but for the typical usage, you most of the time just carry the phone and just use it, right? And not taking photos. That's not something that people do 90% of the time on the device. It's not like the primary thing on the phone. It's a primary thing for a camera. So the defining factor, in my opinion, for the choice, if you're gonna go with the 12 Pro or the 12, is just the size. Which one do you prefer more? Do you prefer the 6.7 inch display, which is a quite big phone, or do you prefer the 6.2 inch display, which is much more pocketable phone and way easier to hold in hand if you don't have like a LeBron James hands? This phone will feel great in your hand. It's nice to use, obviously, and it's easier to fit in a pocket compared to this much bigger phone. So that is what I would consider a defining factor between these two. Now, obviously your preferences or your needs might differ. So you might be looking at cameras primarily and you don't care about the size. That's fine. Then obviously you will know which phone you want, which is this one, because this one has the best cameras. So like I said, for the casual, typical user, you're probably going to define which phone you want based on the size. But some people will do it based on a couple additional factors, which is like the resolution of the display or the size of it, or maybe the charger that comes with it, because those are the primary differences that are here, or maybe just the super fast wireless charging. So that being said, this leaves the 12X, which is, I guess, the budget version of this like flagship lineup, which in my opinion delivers the best value for money. It loses some of the more premium features, but keeps what I would consider the most important for a lot of people. So we have still like all these under finger display sensor, we have great display like I mentioned before, a really fast charger included in a box, and still same size as the 12, just a normal 12 with a curved display, which still feels nice on the hand and is a little bit scaled down in power version of these two, considering these comes with Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and this one comes with 870 Snapdragon. So it will be a little bit less powerful, but still Snapdragon 870 is no joke. It can still handle everything that it can throw at it, so don't worry in that department. And that is kind of why I would probably gravitate and recommend this version of a phone for majority of the casual users or people that are looking to upgrade their phone, like an old phone, with some new really good device. This one, in my opinion, checks all the boxes that a lot of people are looking for. And obviously if it doesn't, you know most likely which phone you are looking for here by just looking at the comparison of them and knowing what the differences are. So anyway, that being said, if you found this video helpful in any way, maybe it helped you pick your new phone, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.